Hi everyone, welcome back to Chains of Olympus. And since we've got our new shield now, we can have a bit more fun in the fights. And here we have one of the first loading screens, where it's the staircase. There's not very many in this game. Lots more than the others, but not many in this. And we're back up here yet again.
As Kratos stepped out into the eternal night, much had changed outside the temple. Morpheus grew ever stronger as his harbingers of darkness continued their relentless march.
So, lots of places are blocked off, but luckily the only place we've got to go is up there, as on the floor is a switch which we can use our shield on. With our shield at the moment, we can't really do anything about projectiles, but we can still get the parry power boost if we parry the arrow at the right time. So that right there, I'm doing way more damage to that wolf thing. And I'm pretty okay with my timing on this, as I'm usually pretty awful with bow and arrows. But this guy goes down really quickly with the counter in. But the rest of these guys I just take out with a circle attack, just to get it out of the way. But these guys, they're really okay with the shield, it just makes it a lot easier. But that move there is still annoying. So if I take these guys out and get a bit more breathing room fighting him. But luckily, because they weren't in view, they couldn't really do much. And again, this one's down really quickly. But if you don't have the timing down for the parrying, it still will be pretty difficult. So after eventually trying to grab the air, I'll put down the old switcheroonie. So with our shield in hand, we can start attempting the main objective of this area, and that's to light those 3 horses at the beginning, which we passed. And using the sun shield, we're able to do that. But there are a number of smaller puzzles we have to do to sort it out. But first thing in here, as this door is locked, we can pick up a bunch of chests and grab a bunch of red orbs and stuff. And they're in these little corridors here. They're not too difficult to find, but you won't explicitly see it if you're not intentionally going through there. So all we need to do is push each statue into the little hole by here. And by doing that, it concentrates out some of the sun energy stuff. But we want to do it with both. And we can now pull this out. But when I first played this game, I remember getting stuck a bit here because the solution wasn't obvious to me at the time. I just assumed you had to go up here, which I still have to do, but you can also grab something else. Because there's a few more chests in here as well. So, what you have to do is, once this is pulled out, just go to the left and there's a way in, which to me just wasn't obvious at all in the slightest. I don't know why just expecting me to do that, but you know, But it does make some sense afterwards, knowing that the light stuff is in here. And so we move them onto there to get a big old dial of sun. And again, there's another chest here. It's got a thing in it, so that's more useful. And now this is where we use the sun shield. Press L1 to use it as well, as like you're going to block. And then just do that. And it charges up the horse then. And now that stairway up there is open all the time now, we don't have to worry about pushing anything back. Which would have made it easier in the first place, but I'm not too keen on that. And we get ourselves a nice little cutscene there, activating our first horse. And then doing that opens up another staircase. So there's finally a health chest there. They've lost quite a bit in the previous fights. And everything here which could be smashed has been smashed. So there's no breaking things for us.
You must hurry, Kratos.
So that right there is a portal, but before we go there, there's a chest we can open. I think I'm saying the word chest too much, but no, they are stacking them out all over the place. So after a no little loading screen, we are in the caves of Olympus. And we get some swimming now. And I believe it's the only time it comes up in the game. Which is fortunate because swimming is just a nuisance. But we can only swim on top of the water at the moment. But before we go up and climb the wall over there to reach the item, there's a chest again, and then some more in the background. But at least we get a health upgrade. The swimming isn't too bad. It's not like you have to worry about any sort of drowning or whatnot, it's just slow, that's the only thing. But we do get an item to help us. We get the Triton's Lance. So that allows us to breathe underwater, and we can dash underwater as well, just to get through obstacles and whatnot. I've sped this up quite a bit because it is very long, searching for things and going around, opening chests. So the weakened gate there is what we can smash through. There's a couple of them. And there's another bloody chest down here. And opening the chest underwater takes a lot longer than normal as well, which is even more annoying. But now we've done that, we've opened up a new way up by there. So coming up we'll be getting a new power up for our shield, which is just as handy, which I like, and the timing for that is something which you've got to get down pretty early on in the game. But before we go anywhere, we've got to fight another one of these dudes. Or this might be the first time we fought one. But they'll charge at you, and they will throw you in the air if they hit you. Easy to dodge when they're in view, but if they're not, then I end up getting hit by them. It's easy if you keep them charging because you're getting more hits in without them hitting you, apart from when they hit you with the charge. And a move like that as well, which is really quick. These guys can do quite a bit of damage to you pretty quickly. But just try to keep them in view all the time, and you really shouldn't have much trouble. And then we can execute him. And he drops some health for our troubles as well. So let's just get a restock on our health, because there will be some more stuff coming up here. And we got ourselves a pretty useless bridge, which we won't be coming back to at all, so even though the area was blocked off, we couldn't have left anyway.
As Kratos entered the cave, Eos, goddess of dawn and sister to Helios, sat above him, visibly weakened by the absence of the sun.
All glory be to Lord Zeus for granting you safe passage to me.
The king of the gods does not aid me, Eos. I am but a slave to Zeus and Olympus.
Save my brother Kratos, and he will convince Zeus to release you and rid you of the horrors of your past. I give you my word.
The gods have broken their word to me many times. Forgive me if I find it hard to believe your promises.
Be that as it may, Kratos. The primordial fire is almost out. Without Helios, the life-giving light of the world cannot be sustained. If you do not find him, only darkness and death awaits all of us.
Where has Atlas taken him?
I do not know, Kratos. Follow the passage out of the cave. Retrieve the fire and it will light your path to the remaining steeds. They will guide you to their master. They will take you to my brother. May you go with the speed of Hermes, ghost of Sparta.
So, after that scene, we can go and grab our lovely new item. But we've got a bit of resistance first before we go and grab it. Which isn't too bad, because we get to twat some more people with the shield again. But first of all, let's open up another chest, and you can see how slow it is underwater. Look at that go. Bloody hell. Wasn't even in a rush to play this game and it still annoyed me. But anyway, we've got a couple of these dudes here now, with their big swords, who can do damage to you, but they're fun to parry. And as you can see, they don't even have to be looking at. You don't even have to be looking at them to parry them. But unfortunately, because we're on a slope here, trying to execute them with circle just throws them, which is a nuisance. Because I could have done with a little bit of health. But luckily, well, easily I'll fight these guys up here where there's a bit more space. And knocking him up there means I can execute him properly now. But this parrying just makes such short work of people. It becomes a lot less frustrating, especially on the harder difficulty. So we're going to have a quick save by here, and in here we get ourselves a new item, plus an upgrade for the shield. So we can now parry projectiles properly and throw them back at enemies. So if you parry the projectile, it will go back to the person who threw it. So here, for instance. So it's pretty... timing can be difficult, but the way I've done it is when you hear the sound of the projectile like leaving where it's from, that's when I start to block. But now we actually have a projectile ourselves which we can throw at people. But at this moment here, I'm just getting done in by too many of them to take an aim. But that there, you can, when you level it up, you can charge it as well and do more damage. But getting used to parrying and reflecting stuff is better all around. And again, before we leave here, there's another chest. But I like being able to reflect the projectiles because they do more damage to the enemy when you knock them back. But then the only thing is you lose that little bonus of just getting the parry when you throw it back. So I don't bother upgrading that for a while, I think, just because I don't really use it that much because you can just parry more easily, to be honest. And when you're aiming the projectile, you're more open to attack.
You must hurry, Kratos.
So we have these guys here to do a hell of a lot of damage to me, which was pretty big nuisance. There we go. They should be down. Just allowing myself to get hit is the most annoying thing. But keeping it up in the air is always good. And with our new weapon in hand, we'll be able to get a bit further into Helios's temple and get some more horses. But this little section's okay, and it's a nice break from the rest of the temple. I'll say it's only about 20 minutes as well, which is pretty nice. And we're back in the big main room now, so we can easily leave. So I will see you next time for the rest of Helios's temple.